Hi, pineapples! I know it's been a few days. I wanted to take the weekend off to enjoy and hang out with family. Now I'm going to get back started with a whole new series of bedtime stories. Now, right before we had our break, we started talking about fairy tales and folk tales and what the difference was, and some of the examples that we started to talk about were Goldilocks and the Three Bears, Red Riding Hood, a couple Cinderella, all those stories that we love to read and watch. Now I'm going to read a bedtime story tonight, every night this week. However, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, they're going to be different stories about Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And today I wanted to start with the original story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Now, it might be a little bit different than what you know, because remember, a folk tale is something that has been told over and over and over again, and it might have certain things that are the same and it might have some things that are a little bit different. So I want you to see if this goes along with the one that you know. Okay, so we're gonna read Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and this one's by James Marshall, and he's one of my favorite authors and illustrators, and we're going to be reading a lot of books by him in the next couple weeks. Once there was a girl named Goldilocks. What a sweet child, said someone new in town. That's what you think, said a neighbor. One morning, Goldilocks' mother sent her to buy muffins in the next village. You must promise not to take the shortcut through the forest, she said. I've heard the bears live in there. I promise, said Goldilocks. But to tell the truth, Goldilocks was one of those naughty little girls who do exactly as they please. So she's entering the forest, and in the forest it's saying, danger, very risky, not a good idea, turn back, go the other way. Do you think she's going to go in? Meanwhile, in a forest clearing deep inside the forest, in a charming house all on their own, a family of brown bears was sitting down to eat breakfast. Patooey! Cried big old Papa Bear. This porridge is scalding! I've burnt my tongue. I'm dying! Cried Baby Bear. Now really, said Mama Bear, who was the medium size. That's quite enough. I know, said Papa Bear. Why don't we go for a spin while the porridge is cooling? Excellent, said Mama Bear. So they got on their rusty old bicycle, and off they went. Tra-la-la! A few minutes later, Goldilocks arrived at the bear's house. She walked right in without even bothering to knock. On the dining room table were 3 inviting bowls of porridge. Don't mind if I do, said Goldilocks, helping herself to the biggest bowl. But the porridge in the biggest bowl was much too hot. Patooey! Cried Goldilocks as she spat it out. Next she tasted the porridge in the medium-sized bowl, but that porridge was too cold. Then Goldilocks tasted the porridge in the little bowl, and it was just right. Neither too hot nor too cold. In fact, she liked it so much that she gobbled it all up. Feeling full and satisfied, Goldilocks thought it would be great fun to have a look around. Right away, she noticed a lot of coarse brown fur everywhere. They must have kitties, she thought. In the parlor, there were 3 chairs. I don't mind if I do, she said, climbing into the biggest one. But the biggest chair was much too hard, and she didn't get comfortable. Next, she sat in the medium-sized chair, but that chair was much too soft, and she thought she might never get out of it. The next, Goldilocks sat in the little chair, and that was just right. Neither too hard nor too soft. In fact, she liked it so much that she rocked and rocked until the chair fell completely to pieces. Now, all the rocking left Goldilocks quite tuckered out. I could take a little snooze, she said. So she went to look for a comfy place to nap. Upstairs were 3 little bears. I don't mind if I do, said Goldilocks, and she got into the biggest one, but the head of the biggest bed was much too high. Next, she tried the medium-sized bed, but the head of the bed was much too low. Then Goldilocks tried the little bed, and it was just right. Soon she was all nice and cozy and sound asleep. She did not hear the bears come home. The 3 bears were mighty hungry. But when they went in for breakfast, they could scarcely believe their eyes. Somebody had been in my porridge, said Papa Bear. Somebody has been in my porridge, said Mama Bear. Somebody's been in my porridge, said Baby Bear, and eaten it all up. In the parlor, the 3 bears were in for another surprise. Somebody has been sitting in my chair, said Papa Bear. Somebody's been sitting in my chair, said Mama Bear. Somebody's been sitting in my chair, said Baby Bear, and broken it to smithereens. The 3 bears went upstairs on tiptoe, not knowing what they were about to discover. At first, everything seemed fine, but then Papa Bear laid down on his big brass bed. Somebody has been lying in my bed, he said, and he was not amused. Nucks! Cried Mama Bear. Somebody has been lying in my bed. Look! Cried Baby Bear. Somebody has been lying in my bed, and she's still there. Now, see here, roared Papa Bear. Goldilocks woke up with a start, and her eyes really popped out of her head. But before the bears could demand a proper explanation, Goldilocks was out of the bed, out of the window, and on her way home. Who was that little girl? Said Baby Bear. I have no idea, said Mama Bear, but I hope we never see her again. And they never did. The end, pineapples. Tomorrow there will be another bedtime story, but on Wednesday we are going to read Goldilocks. Actually, Goldie Rocks and the Three Bears. Look forward to it. I miss you all, pineapples. I hope you're staying safe. If you need anything, you could send me a video on Seesaw. You can comment on Seesaw, okay? Let me know. Bye.